Ich hatte ja in der letzten Folge schon erzählt, dass Handwerkerbesuch ansteht und deswegen musste ich unterbrechen, aber ist nicht schlimm. So habe ich ein paar mehr kleinere Folgen, die ich danach auch noch auf YouTube stellen kann, ne? Das passt. Wenn ich mal nicht zum Zocken komme die nächsten Tage, dann kann man auf YouTube wenigstens noch ein bisschen was schauen. So, ein bisschen Zeit habe ich auch noch, würde ich sagen. Weiter geht's. So. Gut, dass ich so viel Rüstung habe. Ach ja, ja. Der und seine ganzen Witze.
You see yourself in the mirror. It's quite a sight.
So, was haben wir denn jetzt noch Schönes gekriegt? Das können wir lesen und neue Skills. Dafür das Skills-Rezepte lernen. Nice. Ja, das kennen wir schon, ne? Wow. Wollen wir uns mal ein Rätsel anhören? Schauen wir mal.
You come to find, you come to search, but you won't find the way. A pity. Brachus has willed it. Trompnoy must abide. You have met the unfortunate guardian of this vault. You are kinder to him than fate has been. Do you wish to move forward? Listen closely and make your attempt. Brachus is a bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful fellow. Some even call him a cur. A cur is... You know nothing. Guess again. Listen closely. Brachus is a bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful fellow. Either you're very good at guessing or the slightest bit clever. Let's find out for certain. Listen closely and make your attempt. Source is a scourge, a devil, a misery, a blight, a hex, a curse. And yet, the cure is... Fool, you are unequal to the task at hand. You will not move...
Slowly, gravely, he shakes his head. Slowly, gravely.
Ach Mensch. Aber wisst ihr was, ich lade nochmal. Vielleicht gibt's EP für das Rätsel.
You come to find. You come to search. Brachus has willed it. You are kind. Do you wish to move forward? Listen close. Brachus is a bloody... Either you're very good at guessing. Listen closely. Source is a scourge, a devil, a misery, a blight, a hex, a curse. And yet, the cure is...
Die Quelle ist, hatte 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Buchstaben. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Perhaps you're not totally incapable after all. Or maybe Chopdoy told you the answers. Is that it? Is he hoping you'll... It doesn't matter in any case. The path is open. Go freely. I know little, but you have proven yourself a knowing traveler. I will answer what I can. Brachus Rex discovered the way. This he researched here, upon this isle. He could remove the source from any creature or individual. I saw the stars he used myself. They were most impressive. Brachus Rex has charged him, tried him, convicted and punished him. I know not the crime, but he has been sentenced to remain in this vault for all time and to prevent others from entering. Chopdoy was and is a creative man. He knew petty magic in his day, but this he has used to carve this place out from a simple vault. Myself included.
Ich wusste es. EP nehmen wir natürlich mit. Achso, speichern nicht vergessen, ne? Brauchen wir die ganzen Autosaves hier. Frech. Ach, das ist wieder der Chomp-Teil.
I'll yield to none. Glory is mine. Prepare yourself.
Man kann nur einen Familiar rufen, ne? Das wusste ich nicht. Das heißt, ich könnte die, ja, theoretisch brauche ich dann den zweiten Skill gar nicht. Hm.
Prepare yourself.
Hm.
I sense something nearby.
Ich hoffe, es trifft auch diese. Das werden wir jetzt sehen.
I'm ready.
Leider nicht. Nicht schlimm. Hm. Wir haben noch ordentlich Magierüstung, ne? Eigentlich lohnt sich das echt.
Glory is mine.
Zählt er eigentlich als und? Ja, jetzt zählt euch Untoten und dann. The fuck? Eigentlich müsste ihn Heilung doch töten. Das war jetzt ein bisschen dumm.
Now you see it, now you don't.
Hm. Nice.
As you pick up the ring, you feel a cold, dark pain shoot up your arm. Your mind itches. You don't hear, but feel a whisper in your ear. It tells you to slip the ring onto your finger.
Okay. Aber vorher speichern, ne? Falls er verflucht ist. Lege verflucht fest. Verflucht wäre jetzt für einen Untoten nicht so schlimm. Ich könnte das theoretisch dem Fane geben.
ring just got tighter. A lot tighter.
Ah, nee, verflucht ist gar nicht so gut.
Something isn't right. The ring's gone, but not its curse.
Nee, dann laden wir lieber, weil wir können den Ring verkaufen. Gibt 200 Gold, stand da. Ja, Pyrokineten müssen pumpen, ne? Ist das sie? Beschwören und beschwören. Ja, das darf sie erstmal behalten. Was haben wir hier? Finesse. Ja. Ja, 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 ja. Ah, die Teleport-Dinger, die darfst du ruhig noch behalten. Ja, nur identifizieren. Das ist eine Hand, ne? Zwei Hand. Nee, ist nicht wirklich besser. Das Trennbeil ist schon nicer. Das ist eine Hand. Nee, Echse von Evil ist schon... Nee, nee, nee. Erstmal speichern.
That's plenty.
Ja. Oh, Halleluja, der Loot ist real, Leute, der Loot ist real. Schick. Schick, schick, schick. Mhm. Geben wir ihm Glücksbringer, damit wir noch mehr Zeug finden. Und damit der Fane mehr Konstitution und Ausdauer kriegt. Ja, es klingt vernünftig. So, was haben wir noch Schönes? Die Seelengefäße sehen auch interessant aus, aber erstmal machen wir hier noch.
You made it all this way.
He trembles and seems to shudder with a quiet sob.
I'm cursed, you know. Bloody Brachus bound me here to protect his vault. He has my soul in that jar just there, and I can't leave without it. As long as the jar stays unbroken, I can never truly die. I don't rightly know. This was the Source King's way. Befriend you, then destroy you. I was a fool to expect I'd be an exception. His favor was intoxicating. That's no excuse, but it is the reason. Really? You would?
He drops to his knees before you and grabs onto your feet with both hands, head hanging.
Thank you.
Dann haben wir für die Sibyl ein neues Helmchen. Und auch eine neue Waffe. Ja, es ist ja nur... Was möchten wir? Bluten? Verstummen ist besser, ne? Das heißt, wir werden wahrscheinlich Keuschheit wegpacken. Und wir können sie auch noch verzaubern dann. So, Keuschheit. Zack. Und verzaubern können wir sie dann trotzdem noch.
Look at that wand. It hums with inner source. Good find. So, mal schauen, was passiert. Ah, it's been cursed.
Dachte ich mir. Na, dann schauen wir mal, was wir mit den Dingerchen hier machen.
The soul jar stands on its plinth, glowing softly. From within, you can almost hear the whisper of a voice. You see, or rather, you feel, a far-off land. Frozen breath hangs in the air, pine needles brush your cheeks, and in your arms you can feel a weight. A body, dead. But you have hope. Your vision swims. You're older, but perhaps not wiser. You march at the head of a shambling host, the enemies of Brachus Rex melting before you. The scene twists again. Now Brachus stands before you, a beautiful woman at his side. You lash out in treasonous rage, but cold arms bind you. You're sealed away in a tower. Your screams fill the darkness. You feel a jolt and open your eyes to see the soul jar before you, lying still in the vault. Your hand falls from the jar and grips the pillar as you try to calm your ragged breathing.
Good find.
The necromancer's memories fade to black, but the feelings remain.
They may have been a necromancer, but they did not feel evil. Misguided, perhaps.
Anyone who marches at the head of an undead host deserves whatever punishment they get.
One must wonder how many more lives they took. How much misery the scum caused.
Man kann irgendwas mit den Dingern noch machen, ich weiß nicht mehr. Wir verwenden es mal, aber ich speichere vorher.
The jar stands before you, cold and still.
Ach, ich kann die Seele absorbieren.
Something inside you strains. You are replete. You cannot absorb more source.
Ah, da ist... Ja gut, das brauche ich nicht.
The jar stands before you, cold. A human spirit slips from the ruins of the jar. Decked in necromancer robes, she turns to you, bows, and starts to fade away to nothing.
My eternal thanks, young one. Oh, timely death.
The jar on the plinth before you seems the pictograms spin to life, and you're dragged into a dream. You see the lizards of the ancient empire turning their backs on you, casting you out into the wilderness. As you roam, the human apes turn away from you, all but one. One smiles, one opens his arms, one says he'll take you home. Brachus Rex. He promises power for a price. He picks off your golden scales, one by one, stripping you down to the bone. He promised you a crown, but all you got was shackles. You try to fight, try to reclaim what's yours, but a woman takes you by the hand and leads you to a tower. He promised he'd take me home, you cry. You are home, she smiles as she seals the door. This is where you belong. Your hand drops away from the soul jar, your skin prickling. In the back of your mind, you hear a small, scared voice whimper before you see a shape emerge from the ruins of the broken jar, a lizard in the finest necromancer robes. It grudgingly nods at you as it starts to fade from the mortal realm.
Farewell to flesh. Farewell to bone. Farewell.
The long-dead lizard's visions fade.
I can't help but sympathize with him. He just wanted to go home.
No amount of loneliness excuses wickedness. He helped a monster for selfish reasons.
What he did shames his people.
This jar glitters and glows. With a jerk, your mind is pulled to a scene in a tavern. You see a dwarf in the center of the room, joking us all around roar with laughter. All bar the zombies, who are slavishly serving food and drink. The door opens, and a tall, beautiful woman stalks into the room. She's flanked by heavily armed guards. You can't make out her words, but see the fear in the dwarf's eyes. The dwarf mutters a word, and the undead lurch towards the intruder, but are cut down like wheat. The dwarf tries to run, pushing her friends into the woman's path, but is grabbed before she can escape. As she's dragged away to a tower, you hear her cursing Brachus Rex and his whore. Even when she's thrown inside and the door sealed, you can still hear her shouts. You pull your hand away from the jar, your head swimming. You can feel the dwarf's cold terror still twisting in your gut. The jar shatters like...
Beautiful. Thank you. My death waits.
The vision fades.
She must have been acting against Brachus Rex, for him to have come for her like that.
Keeping the dead as slaves. What a disgusting display. She deserves every punishment she got.
Being locked in a tower was more kindness than any necromancer deserves.
The jar before you may have looked opulent once, but no longer. Now it's covered in grime, its paint chipped away, and its jewels long stolen. The soul jar rocks slightly, light flashing from underneath its lid. On its rim, you can just barely make out the name Gratiana. As soon as you touch the jar's cracked surface, you see a vision of splendor, silks, fine food, and decadent lechery. But underneath it all lies bone and blood. The vision shifts. You see burning villages, slaughtered women and children. You see her, purging wand in hand, standing amongst it all. She throws her head back and laughter echoes in your skull. A shadow falls across her, and you see a large, weeping face. She reaches out as if to comfort, but Brachus drags her back. You see her fall into the mire of the swamp, trapped. As you pull your hand away, you can feel a deep, longing sadness in your soul. Is it regret, or just sadness? For Gratiana's soul flits through the air, eyes wild and desperate. She turns to you as her spirit starts to fade from this world.
Freedom! But I'm not ready! No, you can't! No!
The terrible vision fades.
While she lived a selfish life, she seems to have repented. She should be forgiven.
Whatever a person may have done in life, they can always be redeemed.
However her life began, it ended well. No one should be damned because of their youth.
Ach ja, ich habe ja noch den Stab. Wo ist er? Bin ich blind? Da, Läuterungsstab. Erstmal speichern, nicht, dass er auch verflucht ist. interessant.
The deity's head and hands are missing, severed as if by a sword. You can't tell if this was meant to be symbolic somehow, or a mere act of vandalism.
Also, einen haben wir schon mal. Da müssen wir noch irgendwie hin. Wie kommen wir da hin? Abgesehen davon, dass man zur Not teleportieren kann, aber irgendwie müssen wir da hochkommen. Hier. Und hier können wir runter. Bringt uns das was? Oh, hier ist... Gehen wir erst zum Drachen, oder...
In the middle of a swamp. What's going on?
Nee, da gehen wir noch nicht rein. Ah, hier sind die Schweine.
It is you! The feeling is mutual. I can't tell you how grateful I am for your kindness. Now I'm just trying to get used to life as a pig. It's not so easy. I never did enjoy truffles. Well, I can trace it all back to Bracchus Rex, of course. Many of us opposed his reign. Few dared to speak against him, though. A few of us wizards took the chance, though. We figured if we spread the word of his deeds, we might encourage enough people to come together, find a way to take him down. But we underestimated the cowardice of our comrades. All we succeeded in doing was being branded heretics and brought to Bracchus Rex's court. The results were horrifying. A double curse, turned into pigs and set aflame for eternity. I like not being on fire, so I don't want to complain too much about the pig part. I'm afraid I've never pursued knowledge so dark. Bracchus Rex's source talents were great, but some of his skills and devices were unfathomable. How he came by them, I can't say. I'm not sure. I have prayed to Armadia, but she offers no answers. Really? Oh, what wonderful news! If there's a shrine to Armadia there, I may return to my old self just yet. I'll head that way now. I hope to see you there.
Na komm, machen wir erstmal. Befreien wir mal den Drachen.
Unreadable glyphs mantle this ancient pillar. Braided through thick iron rings, source-infused chains bind the dragon tightly.
Das hat nichts gebracht.
The dragon rakes the earth with icy claws. Quakes from the impact knock you back. The freed dragon looks sick and pale. As you approach, he stretches his tattered wings weakly and fixes his intense gaze upon you. Frozen tears glint in his eyes.
Ja,
Can it really be? Is it one like you I must give thanks for unbinding my chains? Ages have passed since I saw your kind last. Red like the red of old. How you fill my heart with pity. Some truths have lain in the grave too long. There, let them rest. Question me no further, for I best let me rest as well. Dead, or so it seems. Dead but not entombed. For my soul is bound to disobedience. Purged of my source by the wickedest of witches, I stand enthralled to her every whim. She has only to command, and my traitorous body complies. The witch Rebecca. I was in love with her once. For the smallest slight, really a trifle, she wielded a purging wand against me, enslaving me to her will. Now only my voice remains by her. She trekked far underground beneath a nearby tower seeking ingredients for her vile potions. I can feel her dark heart beating within my own even from here. I await her return, yet I would prefer to welcome death in the sight of her face again. Allow? I did not choose this. As I am quite sure you did not choose any number of indignities in your own life. Least of all your presence on this hellish isle.
The dragon sniffs and rakes at the ground with one razor-sharp talon.
A thought cannot mend a soul. A prayer cannot heal what has been ruined. You talk to see you would help me. How ironic. But the task would not be an easy one. Rebecca is a canny one. Cat to your mouse. She consumed all my source with her purging wand. So long as she holds it, she has absolute control over me. If you could retrieve her, I could be free again. You would have my gratitude, and whatever aid I can then offer to you.
Tja. Auf zur Hexe. Wenn dann mal die Leute mitkommen. Na, kommt ihr? Habt ihr Bock? Wahrscheinlich nicht. Ja. Bumm.
What's this? It looks strange.
What's this? It looks strange.
Was?
Eyes fooling me. What's this? It looks strange. What's this? It looks strange.
Okay. Dann lassen wir es mal ausbrennen.
What is this place?
Das wird jetzt ein bisschen anstrengend. Also so erinnere ich den Kampf zumindest, dass er ein bisschen anstrengend ist.
A tall woman stands amid a field of corpses, some fresh, some ancient. The sour smell of them stings your nostrils, your eyes. As you draw nearer, the stench blooms into a humid flavor you can almost taste. The woman turns to you, bitten lips parting into a grin. She tucks a small bunch of black-red roses into a leather strap across her left hip and, preparing to curtsy, offers you a hand.
What a ball!
She stands to her full height, her lips pursed in disappointment. She cocks her head and takes you in. The stench of death and sewage suddenly intensifies. She peers closely at you, a shrewd smile playing about her lips.
Ave de more de mergelach. Very good, kitten. Now, I imagine you're here for the same reason I am.
She pats the bouquet at her hip.
But you're too late. These roses belong to me. Looks like we'll have to find some other way to keep you busy. Come, relax. That's the last thing I had in mind.
She bites her lip and leans in, close to your face. As she whispers, her breath, faintly fragrant with a sweet honeyish smell, caresses your ear. You almost forget where you are.
I find you rather delicious. Just because something is bad doesn't mean you ought not to do it, love.
She presses her lips to yours. Her mouth is soft, her breath sweet. She kisses you gently, then harder, her teeth raking softly across your tongue. Suddenly, her breath sours in your mouth. It is rank, mouldering, thick with the taint of death. You try to pull away, but she is holding you tight and hard. You hear a low hum, getting louder. Before you realize what's happening, winged insects pour from her throat down yours. They ricochet around your mouth, a wet, buzzing mass, more by the second. Suddenly, all at once, they start stinging you from inside. She stumbles back a few paces and wipes her mouth.
Ha ha! Delicious. So bloody delicious. Tell me, little man, do you know why the soil here is so very fertile? Do you know why it's the only place in Reaper's Coast where blood roses grow? Very good. Lovely. I'll need more roses soon enough. I already started with the last traveler who interrupted me. Come, let's make next year's harvest a real bounty.
Ah, ich hasse das. Das ist ein bisschen nervig. Fertig. Ist sie noch? Die ist nicht mehr verflucht. Das heißt, ich kann sie heilen. Das war auch schon mal. Oh, ist das anstrengend. Ich wusste, dass der Kampf anstrengend ist, aber so anstrengend? Nein, 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 nein. Sag mir jetzt nicht, er ist wirklich vergiftet. Warum macht Erkrankten ihn direkt menschlich? Ich verstehe das nicht. So. Sie ist erkrankt. Was hat sie gemacht? Ach so. So, jetzt kann ich aber die Giftflasche trinken, ja? Dankeschön. Nice. Ja, war easy. Ach so. Ich sollte wahrscheinlich jetzt ein paar Wiederbelebungsrollen auf. Ne, der Fane hat keine mehr. Ah, eben was trinken. Nicer Kram. Das kriegt später. So, dann brechen wir hier jetzt erstmal ab. Ich muss nämlich noch was anderes machen. Ne? Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und wir sehen uns.